Hi, this is Michael Kohler with Coral Castle Explained, and in today's video I'm going to show you a correlation between the Temple of Athena Nike, a temple built on the Acropolis in Greece, which is a famous outcropping of rock that contains some of the most famous ancient structures ever built, including the Parthenon. And these buildings not only incorporate phi into their construction, but as you will see, may have been an inspiration for Ed in creating the Coral Castle, or at least another clue that he left behind in regard to the secret to his amazing abilities. So let me show you what I'm going to talk about today. So in today's video I will discuss the Temple of Athena Nike, the Acropolis, the Parthenon, the origins of the Athenians, and the correlation between the Coral Castle and the Temple of Athena. Okay, let's get into that. The Acropolis is an ancient citadel which is located on a very high rocky outcrop above the city of Athens. Upon this outcropping were built some of the most architecturally significant ancient buildings ever constructed, including the Parthenon. The Parthenon is a temple on the Acropolis which was dedicated to the goddess Athena. Its construction began in 447 BC at the height of the Athenian Empire's power, and the Parthenon is actually a replacement for a previous temple to Athena that was destroyed by the Persians. The word Parthenon actually means Temple of the Virgin Goddess and is built upon a limestone foundation that you can see today. The goddess Athena in Greek mythology was the goddess of wisdom, inspiration, mathematics, strategy, and the arts including weaving and many other crafts. She is the virgin patroness of Athens and is the goddess that the Athenians founded the Parthenon on the Acropolis for, and is the goddess from which the people of Athens, the Athenians, derive their name. Athena never had a consort or a lover, and is thus called Athena Parthenos, which means the Virgin Athena. The citizens of Athens built a statue of Athena holding a crystal shield with the head of a gorgon on it, a creature that can turn a person into stone. She is often depicted holding an owl in her outstretched hand, which would later become the winged goddess Nike, the goddess of flight, strength, and victory. After the first temple of Athena was destroyed by the Persians in 480 BC, a new temple was built called the Temple of Athena Nike 60 years later. When looking at a description of Athena and thinking of Ed's Sweet 16 and the Coral Castle, there are notable comparisons which cannot be ignored. Athena was associated with the goddess Nike, the goddess that represented flight and weightlessness. On her shield was an emblem of a gorgon, a creature that could turn things to stone. But most importantly, Athena was the goddess of wisdom that never had a consort or a lover, a similarity that both the story of Agnes Scuffs, the woman that would never marry Edward Leedskalnin, shares. But it is not the story of Athena, or these very slight comparisons, that link the Coral Castle to the Temple of Athena Nike. It has to do with the construction of this temple, as the Temple of Athena Nike is the very first fully Ionic temple ever built on the Acropolis. The Temple of Athena Nike was built between the years of 427 and 424 BC. It is the earliest fully Ionic temple built on the Acropolis. So what is an Ionic temple? An Ionic temple simply refers to the fact that the columns that are part of the construction of the temple used a specific design for the columns. In particular, unlike the other two column types that were used, which are called Doric and Corinthian, the top of the column, which is called the capital, uses a spiral-like design. Now the spiral-like design is thought to have been inspired by the ovule, or small eggs within plants that are part of a plant's reproductive process. Or simply, they are representative of the spirals and designs that are found in nature. Regardless of its origin, the spiral itself is virtually identical to the spirals that are made when the numbers of the Fibonacci sequence are represented in their rectangular spiral interconnecting form, patterns seen in nature, seashells, and in other areas. So why is this building, the Temple of Athena, which incorporates spiral phi into its architecture, so important? It is important because of a book that Ed wrote called A Book in Every Home. Edward Leedskalnin wrote a book called A Book in Every Home, and on the cover of the book that you can buy from the Coral Castle gift shop, it shows a picture of Ed holding a copy of his book with a backdrop of the crescent of the east and the moon fountain. But the book that Ed is holding in the picture does not show this cover at all. In fact, the original cover does not show Ed or any of his coral creations. It is a picture of the Temple of Athena, the very first fully ionic temple built on the Acropolis, a temple that fully incorporated phi into its design. The fact that Edward Leedskalnin put a structure completely built upon the concept of phi on the cover of the book that he wanted in everyone's home, representing the goddess Athena, a goddess that represented mathematics and wisdom, a goddess that would never marry her consorts or lovers, it seems to me to be a smoking gun that really adds more credibility to the fact that Ed was using phi in order to create the Coral Castle. Thanks for watching my video today. If you would like to learn more information about the Coral Castle, you can download 5 free chapters at my website, Coral Castle Explained. In my next video, I will be talking about Masons, Freemasonry, and the Temple of Solomon and how that relates to the six-pointed star. Stay tuned and take care.